It's time for the Coach's Corner Show with your host, Pat Disabato.
Hello, welcome to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. I'm your host, Pat Disabato, from the Daily Southtown newspaper. Little name change beginning Monday after Tribune Media bought us, so we are now the Daily Southtown. We are at Athletic, Sports, and Orthopedic Physical Therapy, brand new location here, 111th and Pulaski. You might recognize the Breakfast Club, a little breakfast joint next door. Great show for you tonight, very informative. We've got on Tom Mulvey, owner and operator of Athletex. We're going to talk a few different things with you folks, and hopefully we can get through all of it, but we're going to start off with my child as an athlete, what can I do to help, kind of things to watch for as your kid competes, no matter if it's a boy or a girl. We might talk about a little tendonitis with you as well, and then some jaw pain in athletes. And Tom is the best here, physical therapist. He'll have a lot of different recommendations for you to look for different things. So great show for you. Tom's on every year. So we are going to go to a Beggar's Pizza timeout. When we return, Tom Mulvey, Athletex, will be our guest. Stay tuned.
We came up with a bunch of clever commercial ideas to entice you into trying Beggar's Pizza. We decided to let the food speak for itself.
I'm a pepperoni sausage, green peppers and onions. Don't forget the extra cheese, large pizza. Oh, by the way, I also make house calls. Beggar's Pizza, we lay it on thick.
At Standard Bank, we help our neighbors make tomorrow brighter. Families count on us for personal service and banking convenience. Business owners find smart solutions and the resources to capitalize on new opportunities. It's one thing to locate in a community, quite another to invest in it. That's what we do at Standard Bank. We're people you know, services that make your life easier, and financial strength you can count on. We're Standard Bank, in your neighborhood.
Having surgery or dealing with some type of nagging pain that limits your function? Then get to Athletex. We offer treatment for all types of orthopedic injuries, work-related injuries, and sports injuries. Therapists with over 20 years of experience provide treatment that is efficient and effective. Our 2,000 square foot clinics offer state-of-the-art equipment from HydroTrack, Blankenship, and Biodex. If your doctor suggests physical therapy, then you suggest Athletex, where every patient is treated like a champion.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. If you're just joining us, we are at the Athletex location, 111th and Pulaski Road, brand new, only up in a couple of weeks. Our guest, Tom Mulvey, owner and operator, physical therapist, exercise physiologist. Tom, how you doing?
Hey, Pat, good to see you again.
Thanks for coming on board again, Tom. And one of the beauties of our partnership here is we've always strived to inform the kids, the parents, educate them a little bit, and that's what we're going to do tonight. We've got three segments with Tom. So first segment, we're going to talk about what parents should kind of look for in their athlete, right?
Absolutely. You know what, they, as these kids are competing more and more, you have a lot of parents that are active in the sense of they're going to the events, they're watching to see whether their kids play, they're looking at so many different things, but I think a lot of things are missed. Yep. And one of the things we want to accomplish tonight is to just kind of redirect them and to focus on certain things that really are more important to how their young athlete is currently functioning and how they'll continue to perform.
Absolutely. And one of the things, what should parents do to help their son or daughter with their athletic career beyond trying to mail in, statistics, right, bloated statistics to me, absolutely, and things like that?
Right, and they're things that they could start when they're young. I mean, they should be observant of the whole experience. Whether or not that their child is really for that sport, thinking of size, thinking of overall abilities, and just really allowing themselves to focus on what's that experience going to be in the future of their young athlete. Listen to the child. The child's going to tell you, or the young athlete is going to tell you, whether or not they really want to be in that activity. make sure they enjoy the sport.
Yeah.
And finally, educate yourself, which is what we're going to try to do tonight, as to all other aspects of that sport, of the different things that young athlete will be doing, so that you're not kind of diverting off into a way that you will create an injury or create another problem that will deter from that young athlete's success.
Right. I mean, a parent sees their kid's bigger than his peers. Oh, let's have him play football. But if the kid doesn't have a passion for the sport or necessarily a skill for the sport, right, I mean, it makes it difficult. The kid has got to love what he's going to participate in.
And I think that's the key. That they have to show you that they want to do it.
Yep. All right, Tom. Why are athletic injuries so prevalent in young athletes now? You see it all the time. You know, elbow injuries, ACLs, MCLs. What's the deal here?
There's a lot of factors, but a couple in particular are growth. These adolescent ages, these young athletes, long bones are growing, and a lot of times the tendons that connect the muscles to the bone can't keep up with that growth.
Yep.
And what will happen then is there will be imbalances in either in size or in symmetry or in just positioning of the joint in general. And the result of that can be creating potentials for pain. There can be muscular imbalances that will occur with that. And more importantly, what we're seeing now is overuse type activities in which these young athletes are not only training with practice, but then they're going to other special sessions and doing repetitively, working the same muscle groups over and over and over, and it's creating problems like stress fractures in bone, growth plate injuries that in areas that you would never expect.
Yep. And I mean, some parents, you know, they're old school. They're like, oh, you got to tough it out, Junior, you know. On the other side, you got mom who says, oh, we better, you know, be careful on this, maybe go see someone. How do the parents know whether this thing is injured, you know, serious or not?
And that's an important point, because you're under the undue influence of a coach also. Nobody wants to make their young athlete appear like they're not as strong or as competitive. You know, you want to watch how much they complain. You want to observe how they're moving around the house, how they're moving at practice. You want to look at their demeanor. Are they depressed? Are they really not disinterested in the activity? And you also want to make sure that if those things continue, pain for 24 hours where they don't want to put weight on it, you definitely have to get that checked.
Yeah, check it out. And there's plenty of places, including Athletics, to come and get your injury checked out, right?
Or people that we would know that we could refer them to.
Absolutely. Sure. Okay, we are going to go to a Lisa Thomas Salon timeout, folks. When we return, more with Tom Mulvey from Athletics. Stay tuned.
You can only make one first impression. So make sure it's a good one with the Lisa Thomas Salon Teen Club, where it's fun and affordable to get the latest trends. Girls, head to the salon and get pampered for only $27. Guys, get the cut and style you've always wanted for only $17. Or try out our other salon services. It's time to get noticed. Only at Lisa Thomas Salon. Your style, perfect style.
If you're looking for delicious barbecue in the Southland, no one does it better than Bona Pit Grill and Smokehouse in Palos Heights. Stop in and try our mouth-watering ribs, tender piled-high pulled pork sandwich with homemade chips, or a perfecta combo in our year-round indoor-outdoor patio. Having a special get-together, Bona Pit offers a party room for up to 100 people. Want to watch the big game? Fans can do so on one of our many flat-screen TVs and enjoy $10 domestic bucket specials every Sunday. Bona Pit Grill and Smokehouse in Palos Heights. No one does barbecue better. Hello, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. We are at the Athletics facility, 111th and Pulaski Road, opened up a couple weeks. And don't forget about the other facility on 179th Street in Orland Park, 1140 West 179th Street to be exact. Tom Mulvey, operator of both the Athletics facilities. All right, Tom, child's hurt, all right, on the way back. How do the parents know if the child should play or not, resume activity?
And I think that's important. More and more, you can't keep taking the young athlete to the doctor all the time. I think you need to pay attention to a few things. One, you look to see if there's swelling. Number two, you look to see if there's any real tenderness when you touch. You also look to see how much pain they have with, controlled activity, practice, and if they can wean then into being able to play. And importantly, one of the most important things is after they have a period of activity, if they'll sit for a little while and before they in sitting and going to just walk around or whatever, is there pain that occurs then? That's one sign of having a kind of an inflammatory situation going on. Those things will help you know if they're not experiencing a lot of pain, then you let them start to resume into activity.
Yep. Okay, good advice. I think this is very interesting, Tom. The American Academy of Pediatrics did a study that said athletes should play more than one sport. In this day and age of specialization, they recommend playing more than one sport. What is your take on this study?
Yeah, I think it's an important point. I think what they're trying to say, they did a study with 1,200 subjects between the ages of 8 and 18. And the conclusion from that study was that those young athletes that have a tendency to play in competitive activity twice as much as regular playtime have a higher incidence of injury. And it's really a no-brainer. Yep. I think the controversy revolves around this, and that is when you have that young athlete that is playing competitively one sport, the problem arises in that the things that athlete does outside of that sport, in other words, specialty training or types of conditioning or skill sessions, different things, all continue to focus on the same muscle
right?
groups.
Yep.
Whereas maybe the athlete that's playing in 3 different sports doesn't have that same tendency. So I think helping to educate these parents to know that, hey, wait a minute, you need to look into preventative injury training. You need to look into types of training that will be diversified so that the young athlete is not getting any type of an overuse. A tendinitis, for instance.
Right, yep. And I had a tendinitis issue back in my junior year in high school. And it could be tricky, right, Tom? I mean,
Sure
you don't want to develop into something more severe.
Right. It's an inflammation of the tendon, the structure that joins the muscle to bone. That tendon, you can see it's kind of an image here. It's whiter than the muscle, not very vascular. So when it inflames, it really has a stubborn tendency to want to heal. And we need to address it in whatever way we can to start getting that pain to resolve. And there's a few things that we can do. One is to really let them rest, obviously. Yeah. Number two, they can, under the guidance of their doctor, they can take some anti-steroidals over the counter. Number three, you can treat it with cold initially, and then get into some heat. And that's a little controversial as it is, but we want vascularization. We want blood to flow into that tendon. Finally, physical therapy. And why physical therapy is important is because that tissue should be treated. Anything that you can do to stimulate blood flow into that tendon is vital. Then it's finding out why, getting some proper strengthening so that the problem can not only resolve, but perhaps not return again.
Yep, and that's important too, especially baseball season. Despite the 20 inches of snow that are out the window that arrived on Sunday, baseball season is around the corner, and obviously tendinitis happens in not just in baseball and primarily to the pitchers. It happens in other sports too.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely, and being able to look at what kind of was the precursor. Did they lack range? Is there a strength imbalance? Is it a result of trauma? Having everybody kind of focus so that athlete can not only treat it and not have to compete in pain.
Exactly. Okay, folks, we are going to go to, coincidentally, an athletics timeout. All right? We come back, more with Tom Mulvey. Stay tuned.
Having surgery or dealing with some type of nagging pain that limits your function? Then get to Athletex. We offer treatment for all types of orthopedic injuries, work-related injuries, and sports injuries. Therapists with over 20 years of experience provide treatment that is efficient and effective. Our 2,000 square foot clinics offer state-of-the-art equipment from HydroTrack, Blankenship, and Biodex. If your doctor suggests physical therapy, then you suggest Athletex, where every patient is treated like a champion.
We came up with a bunch of clever commercial ideas to entice you into trying Beggar's Pizza. We decided to let the food speak for itself.
I'm a half sausage for you and your husband and a half just cheese for the kids, who never seem to stop moving. Go ahead and take the night off, Mom. I got you covered. Beggar's Pizza. We lay it on thick.
Since 1970, Standard Bank & Trust has been a landmark at the corner of 95th and Western. Now there's a new, state-of-the-art Standard Bank at the same convenient location and better equipped to serve your needs. So stop by and meet our friendly professional staff. They provide personalized service and a wide range of products to help both businesses and individuals reach their financial goals. In the Evergreen Park area and in communities all over Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana, we're your neighborhood bank. Learn more at standardbanks.com. Member FDIC.
Hello, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. We are at Athletex in Oak Lawn, right?
Yes.
111th and Pulaski, right next to the Breakfast Club. Good little breakfast joint here if you're in the area. Tom Mulvey, okay, this place, couple weeks,
Yeah,
right?
we're in our second week, and we moved quickly.
Yes, you
and,
did.
I'll tell you what, we're real happy the patients like it. Drop off right at the door. Provide all the services that we've always provided. Aquatic therapy, we have work conditioning, work hardening, all orthopedic, neurologic therapies, and sports-specific conditioning is also kind of a little thing that we like to do on the side because we really want, as you do, really want to get these kids, help them prevent injury and let them really compete for a good, at least high school, maybe college career.
Absolutely. All right, folks, and Matt Mitchell was one of your patients.
Matt's my boy,
He was on a show, and Matt Mitchell chased down my script. The wind took one of my pages from my script, and it took it about a mile into the St. Rita's parking lot and about a half a mile in the air. And Matt Mitchell chased that thing down for me. It was impressive, wasn't it, Gerard? It was unbelievable. So I'm always indebted to him.
He's a great kid.
He is a great kid. Smart kid, too, and a heck of a football player. So, all right. Let's talk about jaw pain in athletes, Tom. I mean, people think jaw pain, they're going to think hockey injury, potentially football injury,
Sure.
But talk about jaw pain in athletes.
Any sport in which there is contact of any kind, it can result in jaw pain. It's much more common than we give it credit for. And the interesting thing is that these kids compete with it because it doesn't limit competition. I mean, they'll play with jaw pain. And you know, they have it, and we want to, again, educate the parents as to what you do about it. So what we brought for you is just here's a skull. And just to give you an idea of some of the structures here, this is the temporal bone is important because around this area, obviously it's connecting the jaw itself to the rest of the skull. But through this area, there are blood supplies, there are neurologic nerve supply, and this is why pain around that area is so common. We have the zygomatic arch here. We have the mandible. That's the jaw, the bone that most people know about the jaw, as well as the top is the maxilla. So these structures, it's a joint. It's a synovial joint, just like your knee or your shoulder would be. It has a capsule, ligaments, muscles that are around the area. So it's an important joint, and we want to talk a little bit about what types of pain that you experience there.
Yep. Tell me the purpose of a mouth guard or a mouthpiece.
Sure. You know what?
Other than getting your teeth knocked down and keep them safe.
You know what, and there are several different ones, and we brought some of them here for you. The idea behind this is to provide some protective element to the bone that's in the mouth, either teeth or the bony structures, the gum, and the other soft tissue on the inside. So that was the initial real reason for having it. Then what they also realized was that it provided some protection of compressive forces, so between teeth.
Okay.
So not only does the guard protect you, hopefully, from getting a tooth that could be knocked out, it also protects you from the trauma of bringing teeth together, tooth to tooth. Then what they found out is that it also provides some elastic cushion to the trauma that's transferred from the jaw into the head itself. So some concussionary protection also is evident there. Problem is that when you have these types of structures in the mouth, the actual articulation of the jaw changes. And that's an issue that we really want to also mention. These are just kind of generic mouth guards. It's important that people that in which that may be playing football or playing contact type activities, even soccer, hockey, they might want to consider a custom-made mouth guard that can actually form to a more provide a better articulation of the joint.
Okay. Didn't people think at one time that if you wore a mouth guard, it would help you perform better?
Yes, and they felt that those people, there actually was a study done, they felt that they would be stronger. It's not as far-fetched as you think. It's not true. But what it does provide is it allows the athlete to be a little more confident. Think about it.
Oh, yeah.
If I've got something protecting my teeth, or I think it's protecting my teeth, I might want to charge in there a little more aggressively than that person that doesn't have it.
Absolutely. That makes perfect sense. What is the most important muscle in the functioning of the jaw? Masseter.
I mean, this muscle is, they estimate 55 pounds of force. It's the largest muscle per size of the joint in the body. 55 pounds of force on the incisors in the front of the teeth, up to 200 pounds of force on the molars. Wow. And so it also stabilizes the joint itself. And but most importantly, this is the muscle that when you have that real competitive kid, that intense student, that kid that has all the stresses in the world placed upon him, this is that muscle that really causes the grinding that occurs in the joint.
All right, so what should mom or dad do? Okay, child comes home, I've got pain in my jaw. Mom, dad, what's the next step?
I would, a few things. Number one, again, pay attention to the child and listen to what they're describing. If it's consistent, you got to do something about it.
Yep.
Secondly is that, you want to make sure you're taking any avenue you can to protect that joint mouth guard if you can. Third, eliminate gum chewing, eliminate biting big sandwiches at certain places.
Sandwiches,
anything
right?
that's big that makes
sandwich,
them yawn. They can put their tongue up to the roof of their mouth. It limits the opening of the joint. And if the discomfort remains, it can be treated. There are very, very knowledgeable maxillofacial people. Anyone that wants to call us, we can help to direct them just to get it checked so that this doesn't end up being a prolonged problem. Physical therapy does play a role, especially working with that masseter.
Yep.
Working with neck. A lot of times there's neck pain that feeds into this, headaches. We can address those things. So there is a role. We just ask parents to really pay attention and get involved and help to ward off some of these problems.
Exactly. All right, well, Tom, thank you very much. Been very informative as usual. Appreciate your time and your support.
Thanks, Pat. I appreciate it.
All right, folks, we are going to go to a Labriola Bakery Cafe timeout. And let me tell you, sometimes you take a bite out of that baguette, they can get crusty, so you do have to be careful in terms of the jaw situation, or at least, at the very least, you chip a tooth or something. All right, we come back. Coach of the Week, Players of the Week, textbook question, chance to win a $50 gift card. Stay tuned.
Looking for a unique dining experience with incredible food? Then check out Labriola Bakery Cafe. Opened by Rich Labriola, Chicago's premier artisan baker, you know they'll have great bread, but you won't believe the rest of their menu. Wood-fired Neapolitan pizzas, fresh pasta, and their world-famous Richie Burger. There's also homemade gelato and, of course, their famous bread. Labriola Bakery Cafe and Neapolitan Pizzeria, conveniently located in Oak Brook Promenade.
You can only make one first impression, so make sure it's a good one with the Lisa Thomas Salon Teen Club, where it's fun and affordable to get the latest trends. Girls, head to the salon and get pampered for only $27. Guys, get the cut and style you've always wanted for only $17. Or try out our other salon services. It's time to get noticed, only at Lisa Thomas Salon. Your style, perfect style.
If you're in the mood for some of the finest barbecue in the Southland, then Bona Pit Grill and Smokehouse in Palos Heights is a place for you and your family. Whether it's ribs, chicken, brisket, pulled pork, or any other barbecue favorites, Bona Pit serves up a flavor explosion in a championship form. We also offer steaks, seafood, sandwiches, a mouth-watering nachos platter, and salads in a casual atmosphere, with the option of either dining inside or on our heated patio. Watch the big game in our full-service bar or call ahead for pickup. Bona Pit in Palos Heights. Hello and welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. I'd like to again thank Tom Mulvey of Athletex for being our guest. All right, folks, Standard Bank text poll question of the week. Chance to win a $50 gift card, compliments of Standard Bank. All right, folks, Rob Ninkovich started at defensive end for the Super Bowl champion New England Patriots on Sunday. Okay? Which local high school did Mr. Ninkovich star at? Okay, where did he graduate from? Text A for Marist, text B for Lincoln Way Central, text C for Lincoln Way East. Okay? Text A, B, or C to 708-365-8501. Texter number 4 with the correct response wins the $50 gift card, compliments of Standard Bank. And remember, Michael Buchanan, HF grad, he was also a member of the Patriots, and Darius Fleming of St. Rita, also a member of the Patriots. So we had 3 Southside guys bring home the Super Bowl trophy. So outstanding. Congrats to all of them. All right, folks, Labriola Bakery Cafe Golden Baguette Player of the Week. HF's Destin Barnes hit a game-winning three-point bucket, about 19 seconds to play, to lift the Vikings to a 69-68 victory over Hillcrest. For that distinction, we're going to hook Destin up with a nice $25 gift card, compliments of Labriola Bakery Cafe in Oakbrook, and now Chicago on the Magnificent Mile, 551 North Michigan. All right, Lisa Thomas Salon, Teen Club Player of the Week, Stag Girls Basketball Player Mia Diacicamo. How do you like that Italian name? That's nice, isn't it? Recorded back-to-back double-doubles last week, 11 points and 11 rebounds versus Joliet West, 14 points and 10 boards against Homewood Flossmoor. We're going to hook up Mia with a nice goodie bag, compliments of Lisa Thomas Salon in Orland Park and Tinley Park, little product, gift card, all kinds of good, some swag, should be hooked up. The Bona Pit Grill and Smokehouse Coach of the Week, Thornwood's Thornwood boys basketball coach Paul Slavich. T-Birds, 8-game winning streak as we speak. Started out 5-4, now they're 13-4. So they're playing some good basketball. We're going to hook up Coach Slavich with a nice $25 gift card. Compliments of Bona Pit Grill and Smokehouse in Palos Heights. Best barbecue on the south side. All right, folks, that's it. Gerard, we're good? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hope you enjoyed the show. Folks, we'll see you back here next week. Have a great week.